guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman, and this is my brother Enzo.
The smarter of the two.
Okay, but I know how to drive better.
Sure.
And this is his 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. So I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to take you guys for a walk around, have a closer look at that interior, but we're going to do it all while going out for a drive. Keep watching.
Thank you.
He has no idea what to do. You've owned this for about 6 months now?
Roughly 6 months, yeah.
Yeah? So what other vehicles were you considering before you purchased the Outlander?
We had a Rondo. Remember the latest style? Not that old boxy.
Kia Rondo. Kia. Okay, cool.
And then we're looking at their Sorrento because it was a 7-seater. So that's how we, and at first we kind of didn't know anything. We were like, we like Kia stuff, and she didn't want to get rid of the car. It was kind of forced.
She being Sarah?
My wife, yeah. And then we're not divulging any names here. So.
Oh yeah. She didn't sign the disclaimer.
That's right.
Sorry, Sarah.
Yeah. And anyway, so we were looking. We finally stumbled across some 7-seater stuff, and then Mitsu popped up out of nowhere just as a suggestion through her brother, who's a car guy. He likes cars.
Okay, cool.
Shops cars every half hour.
I mean, you couldn't have called me, but that's all right.
Well, you're a busy girl.
Yeah.
What can I say?
We'll talk offline. We'll talk offline.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it was important for you, 7-seater, and
also like money. You start looking at 7-seater stuff. It's vans, which I know you'll disown me if I ever owned a van. So that took every van in the world out of the picture. And then yeah, you get in. It's not long. You don't have to search hard before you start getting into some big dollar stuff. And we were just like, oh man, we didn't. I was actually shopping for myself to get a vehicle, and we ended up getting her one.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't want to spend tons of money here and then turn around and spend another boatload of money to get myself a Ferrari.
Yeah. So, okay, 7-seater, and then money factor, but now with gas prices being like insane, did that come into play or not really?
You know what? I don't think we always consider that. We're economical and we try to be, smart about where we're going and how often we're going and all of that. But nobody could have predicted what we've seen as of late. So I don't think it wasn't the be all end all, but we did look at numbers like that too, right? Because you're right, you don't want to spend a bunch of money for no reason. And I've been happy with that side of it actually on it.
Yeah, I mean for the, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Way off.
Yeah, so this is the ES model. This is the base trim, but you do have all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's the all-wheel option, and I don't know if it's like, maybe there's 4 or 5 trims.
I think there's like
classes.
8.
Is there?
I think so.
So let's call this number 3 then, if there's 8. Like, I won't say it's the lowest of the lowest ends that you can get, just because I know you would have given me shit for that. So.
But what's impressive is that it automatically comes with forward collision migration, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist.
Yeah.
You have a rear view camera and cross traffic alert. So I thought that was all super duper impressive, especially considering this was what, like 30K Canadian?
32-ish, I think, when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, 32K, 34K, no more than that. Definitely not 35K.
Yeah. And from, and just my perspective, right? We've been driving for, just a couple minutes now. Blind spot, right? You have to use that blind spot monitoring because you have a huge blind spot out that third window out the back. You can't really see anything. So what kind of issues have you had with that? Have you had any, or?
Being that I'm over 5 foot tall, I don't have probably the same.
Vertically challenged.
You know what? I haven't. I myself. I don't know. Maybe I've got some crazy peripheral vision, but I haven't noticed the same sort of thing. There are times when I'll be taking certain corners like this and think, man, that's a big post. So I have done that before. But no, I guess I haven't noticed it or didn't notice it the same way as you. It's going.
It's going, man. 181 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque. I got paddle shifters, man.
That's it, man.
Listen to that CVT.
Yeah, you should just, that I'll use them just to get that feeling back, because I just miss that banging through gears,
Yeah. So you're referring to shifter carts?
Sure, shifter carts, any manual vehicle, really, when you can just, there's nothing like that feeling.
Oh yeah, back in the day you had a souped up Civic, right? Yeah, this was insane, that car. That car was super sick. Okay, so you have a rather large family, 3 very energetic kids. So
understatement.
Another reason why you purchased this, as you mentioned, was because it has 3 rows, comes standard with that. But in the industry, whenever I've tested a 3rd row vehicle, it doesn't really come in handy for adults. Now, like you mentioned, I am, 5'3" technically. So 3rd row seats usually aren't too bad for me, but how is your experience with that with the kids?
So the kids are 10, 8, and 6, and the appropriate height, as far as I know, for that. So for them, they love it. They're cruising back there. Still lots of room to kick each other, it seems. When I get back there, I don't get back there, first of all. I mean, so when I get close to that area, I start to get nervous. Like, it seems tight already. So for them, it's perfect, and we knew that. And the other side of it is we knew it wouldn't be forever that we're using it that way. We'll be able, we have to gear up all the hockey crap, all the, there's so much stuff with these kids.
Actually, you mentioned it. So you guys are an active family. Towing is 2,000 pounds, from what I understand. Is that reasonable for you guys? Do you feel like when you're packed, it's still good?
when it's loaded up, you can't tell any sort of a difference here. We haven't pulled anything with it. But I wouldn't be afraid to. When it's crammed and we have the seats down, you can't see out of the back. I don't know if that's illegal even, but it might be, I'm sure it is. We have it jammed at times, and it's everything we pack is over 80 pounds, it seems.
Okay, and I noticed that the seats, both the 2nd row and 3rd row, they both fold as well. And this is something that the kids can easily do too.
Yeah, they like it.
And what about connectivity though for those road trips? How is that?
So the kids are part-time DJs, so they made a playlist for us. So we put that on through Sari's phone. It's connected, or my iPhone's connected to the vehicle as well. So we'll do that.
So Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is standard in this too. That's what I've seen. And it's both a touch screen and you have knobs. I like the knobs just because it reduces the fingerprints, and I'm a lot faster. I don't know if you feel the same way.
I feel the same about the fingerprints. I can't stand them.
And did you guys get the mobile charging or not?
No, that's an option though.
Okay.
For I don't know, $100,000. I felt like it was whatever it was. It was no, I have a plug. Those still work as far as I know, so I'm going to stick with that. But I've seen the convenience in it. I get it. If that's something that you're into, I'd suggest it, because it is convenient, right? You just drop yourself and go.
So from an owner experience, what have you liked and disliked the last few months with this vehicle?
I mean, so for starters, the noise. That was one of the first thing I noticed. It was quiet, compared to other stuff. And I spend the time inside. So aesthetically, the car was good for me. It was fine. Like I said, it was anywhere between that and the Sorento. The Kia was the same for me. But I do like the appearance on the outside. But importantly for me, we're spending our time. It was quiet. It's clean. The stitching looks nice. I like what I'm looking at. It's got enough room. I don't feel like I'm crammed in any way. The power, as much as you describe it as being insignificant, it's still there. It's still, we're doing 120, you know what I mean?
No, we're not.
I'm kidding.
Don't get me in trouble.
I'm kidding. But I'm just saying, as much as it's not what I prefer, I've never felt like, man, let's do this. Like, I'm still able to get out and pass those slower drivers, which is nice.
Paddle shifters, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing that keeps me sane. The one thing I'll say though, that's been like a bit of a surprise, that was a nice surprise, was just like the little features, the finishes.
Okay.
Like when you spend more time and you look around, you look at how things touch and seal and how the trim pieces fit together. I mean, that's stuff that I'll notice maybe as a car guy, but I like the way that it's finished. As far as anything, I wasn't overly impressed by. At speeds, like say you crack that 120 mark, not me, my wife, because this girl has lead in every shoe she wears. And I'll notice from this side, and she's never noticed it, and I'll never point it out to her because maybe it would change something. But sometimes I'll notice the hood kind of flutters. You know, sometimes when wind gets under those old race cars, it would get like fluttery.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll get like that, but it's like it's got to be windier out. You got to be over 120ish, I'll say.
Okay.
And that's it. And then the only other thing is clunky, kind of that last row, the headrests. Like, I wish, with all the engineering that goes on in the world, and over-engineering at times, you're navigating your way very well here, by the way.
Thank you.
With no understanding of where we are.
Thank you, absolutely.
Natural instinct. It's good. See how it's all that power.
Boom, all that power
Exactly
right there,
what you expected, wasn't it?
Okay, sorry, headrest.
So the rear headrest, it's like somebody should have just figured out, here's how you tuck those away and drop the seat. So in this case, you have to take off those headrests. There's a different stowage compartment for them, and you have to lay them in there 100% symmetrically, or it doesn't fit. So it's a little clunky. It's not like it takes a bunch of time out, but it's like that little bit of inconvenience. I'm being pretty picky.
Yeah. You can as an owner, right?
Yeah. But it's
and I like that at least you have a tire mobility kit, and from what I understand, that's also close to where they store
kind of
those
tucked
headsets,
back in
right?
behind there as well. Yeah.
I know is for me, just driving it, I see that you have the basic cruise control, so you don't have adaptive cruise control in here.
It does have.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like your driver cluster. It's both analog and digital, but it's ginormous.
It's big, yeah,
it's huge.
big.
So even for the base model, I don't care that the infotainment system's smaller. I just like the fact that I have the choice between the touchscreen and the dial knobs. And I love your driver cluster. Yeah, I like this a lot. For me, the power is a little bit sluggish, but it is what it is. Like, I mean, you're paying $30K for this car, right?
Yeah.
Corner's decent. I would probably opt for the wireless charging, and I would get the panoramic sunroof because...
Yeah. Well, you're classy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
Let's go straight to it.
No, I'm just, honestly, I like not feeling...
Like you're stuck in the car.
Yeah. And also I spend so much time on the road, right? So those are just features that I would look
Mean
for.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Some added value there.
Yeah. But no, this is pretty dope. And what I usually like to do in all my videos is recommend test drive, because test drives are complimentary. So make sure you guys look down in the description because I provide so much information there. But dude, this is pretty pimp. Like, I love the look of this new whip.
Yeah.
And when I saw you at the go-kart track, I was like, whose car? For like 8 hours I was asking, whose car?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I see you guys packing it. I was like, come on, I've been asking all day whose car this is.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah, we've been happy with it.
Yeah, so good job. Just next time, give me a call, and then we can test out, all 6 of your driving modes.
You see that?
This is aggressive, man.
This is a serious knob here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of options. Actually, I've actually tested 2 of those.
Which ones?
The Eco.
Okay.
Always.
Wow, the
pictures
Dave
change.
looks so good.
Yeah, pictures change, right? That's why I move these things at stoplights, such as we are. I'll go back to normal mode sometimes. But there was this snow one I tried.
Well, look at this, man.
Right?
This
Who
is
doesn't
legit.
like looking at the Alps every now and then? Or maybe that's...
No, we're like Canada, man. Whistler, come on,
Japan.
man.
This is Japan. It was made in Japan.
Oh, are you sure? I gotta
Let me
fact check
switch
that.
this here.
Well, I have a fast fact for you. This is actually a cousin. Mitsubishi is the cousin to the Nissan Rogue, so it shares the platform with the Nissan Rogue.
Oh man. man.
Isn't that cool, right?
Oh man,
But you have the standard 7-row seat, so a little bit more.
yeah,
It's amazing.
exactly. And it's too late because I already bought it.
Okay, so stop talking because like you're talk forever.
Sure.
Okay. No, dude, thanks so much. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go eat.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Guys, subscribe.
You wanna go live?
All right. All that power. Ah!
And action.
I didn't even. I just stood there staring.
1, 2, 3.
Wait! I got to the wrong side. Ew.
Wait. Keep watching.